So making some extra cash on usertesting.com sounds pretty easy, right? And for the most part it is. But there's one big hurdle that stops most people before they even get started: the practice test. A lot of people fail it, but I promise, by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to pass on your very first try.
So, why should you listen to me? Well, I've been on the platform since 2018, and in that time, I've completed over 1,000 paid tests.
And that's earned me more than $14,000, all while keeping a perfect 5-star rating. So yeah, I've got a pretty good idea of exactly what clients are paying for. But you know what? None of that matters if you can't even get in the door. Before you can earn a single dollar, you have to prove that you can provide valuable feedback by passing their practice test. And this, right here, is where so many people get stuck. To really understand what to do right, I think it helps to first look at what goes wrong. We'll call this the path to rejection, and trust me, it's paved with a few common and very easily avoidable mistakes. This right here, this is the sound of a failing test. It's hesitant, it's filled with these long, awkward, silent pauses, and it just lacks any real insight. The person is clicking around, sure, but they aren't explaining why. They're not giving the client anything to work with. And then there's this classic, these one-word, totally non-descriptive answers. "It's fine" is probably the single most useless piece of feedback you can possibly give. It tells the designer absolutely nothing about your experience. Zero. And the results of that kind of low-effort feedback? Well, it's pretty much inevitable. You're gonna get that dreaded email, and you'll be left sitting there wondering, what did I do wrong? Okay, enough of that. Let's flip the script. Let's look at the path to success and see what a high-quality test actually sounds like. It's a total night and day difference. See? Instead of just saying it's fine, a pro gives a specific first impression. Notice the difference. They mention it feels cluttered, that's a concrete criticism, but they also point out something positive, like the colors. That kind of balanced, specific feedback is immediately useful. And here it is. This is the absolute key. Successful testers narrate everything. They basically turn their internal monologue into an external one. They don't just click a button, they explain why they're clicking it and what they expect to happen next. Now, this kind of feedback is absolute gold. It identifies an expectation, I expected the button to be here, describes the frustrating reality, and then explains the potential impact on new users. That is pure, actionable insight. That's what they pay for. And when you provide that level of thoughtful, detailed feedback, well, you get a much different email in your inbox. This is the one that opens the door to you actually starting to earn some money on the platform. So the fundamental difference between the person who fails and the person who passes really just comes down to a simple 5-tip playbook. If you can master these, you're in. Okay, here they are. Talk constantly, think out loud, be detailed, follow instructions, and have clear audio. Now, while all 5 are critical, let's really focus on the 3 that are going to make the biggest immediate impact on your test. Talking constantly and thinking out loud really go hand in hand. The best way to practice this is to pretend you're filming a tutorial for YouTube. You wouldn't just silently click buttons, right? You'd say, okay, now I'm clicking on the About Us page because I want to find out more about the company's mission. That is the exact energy they are looking for. Being detailed is all about adding the why. The button is too small, is just an observation. It's okay, but it's not great. The button is too small and I think it should be bigger for better accessibility. Now that is gold tier feedback. You've identified a problem and you've suggested a reason for the solution. That context is incredibly valuable. And finally, please don't overlook the technical stuff. This is an instant fail for so many people. You absolutely must record in a quiet environment. No TVs, no barking dogs, no conversations in the background. And if your microphone quality is poor and you're hard to understand, they won't even bother reviewing the content of your test. Okay, so you've seen the path to rejection and you've seen the path to success. You have the playbook. The theory is done. Now it's all about execution. And that's really the bottom line. You don't need to be a design expert or anything like that. The only thing separating you from that congratulations email is consciously applying this playbook during your practice test. So there you have it. You know what they're looking for, and you know the common pitfalls to avoid. The only question left is, are you ready to go ace your test?